like we're more so fearful of the thought than the fear itself. Like when I say that, I say the thought of the fear of the thing being real, of what we don't want to happen, is what we're more fearful of than the fear itself, because the fear itself is it being manifested. Hi, you what? It's your girl Connie, and you are back watching another episode of A Freed Mind, where we take back the control of our minds and our realities. And to all my new free minders, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that way you'll be ready to tap in when it's time to tap in. And to all my old free minders, I love y'all and thank y'all so much. And we're gonna get straight into this episode. So today, I pretty much just want to talk to y'all about sometimes when it comes to us having these desires and manifesting, we want something to happen right then and right now. We want it to happen right now. Like, we ain't trying to wait. We want to see the results right now. And we can sometimes become frustrated. It's so easy to be like, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen? Or how is it gonna happen? Or, oh, I need to do this to make this happen, or it's so hard for me to feel good because it's not here. It's so easy for us to get trapped into that like idea thinking. And moral of the story, because we just gonna get straight to the point, I myself have gotten to a point of where I'm like, I don't even care no more. I don't even like, you gotta stop giving a F. You gotta stop caring. Like, I'm at the point where I don't care no more. Like, I care about the desire, but I don't care no more about seeing it, as far as in like seeing it right now in this moment. Like, because I'm not seeing it manifested right now in this moment, I'm done caring to the point that it stresses me out that I'm not seeing it. Like, we have to stop giving a F. Really, stop caring so much. When we care, that's when we're trying to figure out how is it going to happen, when is it going to happen, where is it going to happen, or okay, let's do this, and this to make it happen. When in those moments, in those times of trying to put in all this different action, we're not really feeling good. We're not feeling the good emotions of what that desire is. And at that point, now we are actually propelling that desire from us. We're keeping it from us, and to a point where we ain't gonna see it. You're not going to see it if we keep doing this. And sometimes you just get fed up. Like, I'm at that point where I'm just like, okay, I don't care. I don't care no more. Like, in my head, when it comes to the desire, right? I'm like, okay. And I'm gonna tell you what my desire is. I'm gonna just tell you, my desire is to go up in views and followers or subscribers, right? That's my desire. I want to continue to grow, which I am growing, right? But in my mind's telling me, oh, this is not enough. This is not enough. That's not enough, right? But whole time, I'm not able to see the actual productivity in the desire because my mind is telling me to look at the negative things, or not even to look at the negative things, but my mind is like, oh, well, I wonder how much it is right now, or I wonder what's it doing right now, or I wonder how far it's went now. And lately, in those moments of those thoughts trying to come to my mind, I really just like, I don't care. I respond to myself. I'm having like a whole dialogue in my mind, like, oh, well, what's this doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'd be like, well, you know what? I really don't even care. Like, I'm done. I don't care. I really don't give a F. It is what it is, right? And then still in those moments of having that dialogue, I'm I'm going to go and do things that not distract me, but make me feel good. So okay, since since focusing that on my attention on that right there is obviously creating me stress, it's creating me uneasy feelings. I'm gonna take my mind off of that and I'm gonna go put it on something that actually makes me happy. When I say stop giving a F or stop caring, I'm never ever saying don't ever don't work towards the goal or don't give up on the goal. I'm not ever saying that. Definitely be consistent to the goal, remember the goal, work towards the goal, but stop caring about the outcome of the goal. and that outcome being here right now. We can literally feel good right now. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, go do it. Go do it. It's like whenever you are in a situation, say you may be in debt or something bad is happening, the more you focus on that situation, on that bad thing that's happening, the more it's showing up in your life for you to see it, for you to be like, okay, yeah, this is happening to me. This is real. This is true. But the moment you say, you know what, I'm fed up. I'm tired of thinking about this. I don't care no more. I might be in debt or whatever it is with the woo. That's not me. But I might be in a situation, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and focus on something else, something that actually makes me feel good. Because guess what? When you in those moments of feeling good or doing something that makes you feel good, you are now gonna be able to be more in a relaxed state, be more like relaxed in your mind, relaxed in your mental, to where you're gonna get those creative nudges, those intuitive nudges to be like, hey, go do this, go do that. And in doing this and doing that, you're feeling good, right, while doing it, but then it's also actually progressing you to receive the desire even more versus you stressing about it and constantly just like trying to make it happen. Like I've said before, like when we sit here and we do all these different actions to do something, that's us trying to control matter with matter. And it comes to a point where you have to like just stop giving an F, but then also just understand like literally what I want is going to come to me. Like literally have this knowing of what I want is coming to me, regardless of anything and everything. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to stress about it because it's mine. It's already mine. If I saw it here, then it's mine. It has no choice but to be mine because I saw it. The mind is the first step in creation. So understanding and realizing that I can go ahead and now give the power of creating this physical thing. I can give this power over to the universe and over to our higher self, our higher mind, to make it actually come to us. This whole manifestation thing does not need to be this difficult. Like it don't. It don't. It don't. And sometimes it can be difficult, but it doesn't need to be. And so this is just where I'm at with the whole thing. I'm just at the point where I don't care no more. I can't care no more because now it's taking my energy. It's taking my creative energy to put some good quality work out. You know what I mean? Like it's too much. So instead, what I've decided to do was every time a thought tries to come into my mind to be like, oh, I wonder what that's like, or I wonder how this is doing, or I wonder blah blah blah. Like to because my thing is I keep looking at the statistics, right? And it's a good thing to check your stats or whatever. But I keep looking at it. And in looking at it, when it doesn't give me what I want to see, it would make me feel some type of way. So I said, okay, well, you know what? We done looking at this. We're not gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it one time a week. One time a week instead of every other day. We're gonna look at it one time a week. And within that week or without that week, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do something else that makes us feel good and makes us happy. Because I don't have time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the life force no more to continue to stress about a situation that's already going to come to me. Why are we stressing about something that is already ours? That just says to the universe that you don't have it, that it's not yours. So then it's going to say, okay, well, since you said it's not yours, and because you're stressing about how it's not there, I'm going to keep showing you how it's not there. But it's like we're more so fearful of the thought than the fear itself. Like when I say that, I say, the thought of the fear of the thing being real, of what we don't want to happen, is what we're more fearful of than the fear itself. Because the fear itself is it being manifested. So when I say that, I'm saying it like we're more so fearful of the thought of it happening than the fear itself actually like being manifested. The thought of the fear is stressing us out. Just the thought of the fear is stressing us out. And it's making us be like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Or, oh my God, I can't feel good. Or, oh my God, I got to make this happen. It's getting us to this point where we are now creating that fear to become true in our minds because, again, Our minds is the first place of creation. So if in our minds, we're literally envisioning that fear, in our minds, we are creating that fear. And then it can easily turn into a manifested form, which is the fear. So we're more so stressed out about the thought of the fear than the fear itself. Why? When we literally don't have to create that. We can create what we actually want, which is the desire. But the problem is that we continue to focus on what's not here in that moment instead of focusing on what is here or what is happening or what is the progress or what is actually being created that we can actually be grateful for and happy for. And it's like I want to talk about this next thing so bad because I feel like us as a brown skinned people, melanated people, we we become fearful of knowledge. And this is a bit off topic, but it kind of connects at the same time because us being fearful of knowledge then makes you closed out to receiving the information that you need to progress within your manifestation. Like, I just ran into some people who I'm reading a book or something and they ask me what the book is about. And of course it's about, what I'm into, which is the mind, how the mind works, manifesting. Um it's the Neville Goddard book. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Of course it's an older lady, and she asked me like, okay, what's the book about? And I'm like, oh, it's about, telling us about how we are gods and stuff like that, blah, blah. The moment I say that, she's like, oh, no, I don't believe in that stuff. Woo, woo, woo. And that's cool. That's fine. You don't have to believe in that. But the thing is that as a people, as a culture of people, if we really want to progress in life, we really want to like be at this level individually and as a group, we got to stop being so fearful of knowledge. Like, what are we afraid of? The thing is that we have been so indoctrinated and domesticated to believe that other forms of beliefs are just so wrong, it's wicked, it's evil, it's this, it's that. When in all reality, baby, the knowledge that you received as a youngin, the indoctrination you received as a youngin is the evil stuff. That's what's evil. It's like this whole world is flipped around where it's like you can only believe in what you grew up believing in. You can't be optimistic to other forms of beliefs or other forms of things. And that's the thing. It's like who taught your people? Who taught your people the thing that you actually believe? That you so closed off in believing anything else. You know what I mean? Like you have to get to those questions. But I think that like us being fearful of knowledge is where you become stagnant. When you don't know how to be optimistic to other people's beliefs, other people's views, or even other people's perspectives, you become closed off. You become um, stagnant in where you are right now. We want to grow as a people. We want to grow individually. We want to grow as a group. We want to actually create a culture of us melanated people are actually thriving in this world. And I think that us being fearful of knowledge, you have to kind of go back into how that even became a thing. How did we become fearful of knowledge? Well, if you think about it, back in the day, if we even looked at a book, read a book, um, touched a book, we'd either be killed, beaten, raped, whatever it is, the situation is. All these different things would happen. And so then you have to think of how epigenetics work. Epigenetics means like, okay, whatever happened to our ancestors or to um the people that lived before us, our people, right? What has happened to them, the trauma that has happened to them, still affects us because it's still within our DNA. So when I thought about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense why Black people, I hate that word, how melanated people, how when we were younger or not even younger, but still people that's old enough to this day do not like to read a book. Somebody said something about if you want to keep us from knowing something, put it in a book. You got to think about the trauma that was first enforced into if we did even touch a book. So to think about it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to hate reading as a kid. I hated it. But it makes sense to say whenever the generations keep populating and populating and populating over time, the effects of what happened to our people back then, if they even touched the book, you would all kinds of traumatic things would happen to you. So it makes sense. But there's a way to break these generational curses or things like that. And for most that's going to be being able to be optimistic, be understanding and respect other people's knowledge, other people's perspectives, other people's ideas, ideologies. Even if it's something you really don't believe, okay, that's cool. You don't have to believe it, but you can respect it. Would you not want me to respect yours? And I'm not saying this as like my own personal experience, but I'm just saying this to say us as a people, if we want to grow individually, we want to create, we want to manifest, we want to use our God energy to create the things we want in life. First, it always is going to start with ourselves. It's always going to start with ourselves and how we move. But if we want to grow as a culture and grow as a people that actually have something like substance and morals and integrity, actually have something that we live by and have that physical manifestation of that, then that means that, we got to first start with ourselves. And then as a collective consciousness, it'll then evolve into what we want it to be. And so I just think that overall, moral of the story, first and foremost, we got to stop caring about the how the desire will come, but then also be optimistic, be open to just hearing other people or even going out and learning something new, because a lot of the things that we learned weren't true. A lot of the things that we learned growing up as a child was not true. When I first came into knowing, you know, anything different, it was like, oh my gosh, I've been bamboozled. I've been lied to. I've been hoodwinked. I've been scammed all my life. And you gotta know how that makes you feel? It makes you feel terrible. But then at the same time, when I first started actually reading books, the books that I liked to started reading was books that taught me about myself. It taught me about my history, about my people, about my culture, about just me being a human being, like how my mind works, how biologically, how I move, how I work, like those type of things interest me into reading, into learning more and more and more and more and more, because like the person said that made that quote, if you want to hide something from a black person, a melanated person, put it in a book. And I just want us to grow as a culture, as a people. I want us to grow individually. I want us to manifest our desires. I want us to just be our highest selves. I want us to use our God energy to create our God powers with our mind to create, like, and understand what that means to create. Because at the end of the day, just because you create does not mean you create good. If we're in a space where we are using our mind powers to create the opposite of what we want the culture to be or our community to be or ourselves to be, we're still using that God power to create the wrong things. And so it comes a time where we have to then become aware of what we are creating. When you're fearful of how something's going to happen or just fearful of the thought itself, we're not in the mode of creating. We're in the mode of being destructive is what I want to call it. We're being destructive either to ourselves, to our community, to our culture. I feel like us as a people, we have to grow. We have to grow. And I I truly want to be am going to be a great example for that, because I believe that we are powerful. I believe that we have a lot of great attributes to ourselves, and we need to start showcasing them. We need to start working together. We need to let go of the jealousy, the hatred, the all of that. Grow ourselves as one, And then as a collective, it's going to all come together. As a collective consciousness, it's going to all work out. So, with that being said, you have tuned in to another episode of A Freed Mind. And I don't think I got any questions this week, but if you have any questions, make sure you guys email the email linked in the description. I say that wrong every time, and I just realized that. Email the email that is linked in the description. Any questions that you guys may have about manifesting, how to feel good, whatever the situation is, if it's about this episode here in general or not, leave me your questions, and I will most definitely be answering them in this part of the show, the last part of the show. And yeah, so I'm gonna see y'all next time. I love y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we out.